Pretty good. I thought I'd show off my new twin turbo setup.
Oh, you got twin turbos on this thing?
Yeah, man, check them
No
out.
way. I don't see any turbo.
In the passenger side housing, I've got a Chinese turbo. In the driver's side, I've got an American turbo. What do you think of that?
I like the install too.
Yep, duct tape install. Out of these two high horsepower turbos, one American and one Chinese, which should you choose for your daily driver? Let's find out. So Olight is obviously going after the Surefire market with their PL-Turbo Valkyrie light. This light has great specs. It lists at 800 lumens and over 66,000 candela, besting the Surefire's 650 lumens and 66,000 candela. But we know specs are not everything. A lot of times manufacturers inflate their specs so that they can win your business. Let's take a look at real lab data to see where this Olight falls compared to my personal Surefire X300 Turbo, which has been hand selected. For those who didn't watch my X300 Turbo video, I had a number of turbos that I tested, and this is actually the best one of the bunch. It had the highest candela and it has the best CRI. To be honest, I really love this light. I've been running it for a long time and it's given me good service. But this Olight gives me a little bit of pause. I think Olight has really stepped up their game and given us a great competitor to the Turbo at what is likely to be a bargain price. The very first test is lumens. The Olight provides over 950 lumens for the first 3 minutes. That is spectacular and well in excess of its stated 800 lumens. The Surefire is also a solid light. It does meet its specs for the first minute or so, but then it drops down to its 500 lumen step down at about a minute. And speaking of runtime, this Olight steps down to about 500 lumens and it stays there for the first 2 hours. And then it steps down once again and keeps going for fully an hour and a half longer than the Surefire provides usable light. That's pretty amazing, especially considering both of these lights are using the exact same type of battery. They're both using prime batteries, which are non-rechargeable CR123A batteries. And in my experience, whether you're running Olight's factory branded batteries or a good brand name such as the Panasonic, it's going to give you great output. Now, to take the car analogy a little bit further, candela is razor sharp handling. It allows you to focus that beam and put it exactly where you want, and it's critically important when you're looking out further distances, say backyard distances, or if you're like me and you've got property and you need to see a lot further out, candela is what you need. Also, candela is critically important when it comes to controlling subjects. Olight claims that the PL-Turbo has only 300 candela more than this Surefire, which you or I would never be able to tell the difference. However, in our testing, this light has 50% more candela. Color temperature, CRI, and light quality is also important, and unfortunately, this is where the Olight falls short. The color is very green, and when looking at the output graphs, there's a lot more of the green spectrum being put out, and that means that when I'm in the warehouse test, I look like an alien according to my videographer. Now, the Olight's CRI measurements are actually reasonably good, and its color temperature is not horrible either. And where it falls short is that unnatural color tinting that it puts out. And while that may not be a deal killer for everybody watching the video, I think it's important for you to know, and I think it's important for manufacturers to continue to be looking to provide us better light quality, not just output. Let's talk for a second about mounting. Olight has this slick little mounting system that allows you to get it on and adjusted on your pistol the way you need it to be. So one other critical criteria that you should always have on your list when you're looking at lights is whether you can find a holster for it. Olight said that there may be some compatibility with some existing lights on the market. In our testing with our holsters, they don't fit or retain properly. For those of you who are going to purchase this Olight PL-Turbo Valkyrie, we do have an M6 inside the waistband holster for you, fit for this exact light or a number of the other full-size Olights, and most modern pistols. That means that just about any striker or hammer-fired pistol, except for the 1911 or 2011, with a rail from the factory, should fit with that Olight into this holster and should have good retention. Finally, let's talk about switches. Just like with your car, you want it to go where you point it when you point it there. These switches are your interface to allowing you to do what you need with this light. For me, I like to be able to draw, roll my hand to turn on constant mode as I'm pressing out, and then if I come back, I can go ahead and hit that switch with my thumb. In addition, I can hit momentary mode by pressing forward on that switch, where I just let off, and it turns the light off. That, to me, is very comfortable. Olight switches are a side press-in switches, which tend not to be my favorite. I pretty much have to come out and tap that switch, and every time I do that, I am disturbing my sights to the right. So it's daily driver decision time, and for me, the Surefire edges out the Olight. I appreciate what Olight did in terms of giving us a budget-minded light that takes prime batteries, that uses a good solid mounting system, has huge output in terms of lumens, and candela is over 50% higher than what I would get out of this X300. And I thought that this was good to begin with. But the color temperature and the amount of green in this light, plus these switches, mean that it's a deal breaker for me, and I'm gonna stick with the Surefire. So I wanna know, first off, was this review helpful? Leave a comment down below. And which of these two lights are you going to choose? Let me know. I'd love to hear what everybody's running. Now you may wonder if Werkz is sponsored by anybody, and the answer is no. Olight did send us samples for testing. However, we are completely data-based and neutral. Werkz designs and builds precision fit holsters for pistols with lights because you deserve to defend those you love day or night. We see this as a public service and a way to give back to the firearms community. As a reminder, if you like this type of content, please like and hit the subscribe button down below, and then of course hit the notification bell, and you will know when we post new content for you. We're Werkz. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.